Hello everyone, my name's Caden and welcome to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Now, this is the third game in the Apollo Justice trilogy, and this is actually the one game in this trilogy that I have played. In fact, this is actually technically the first Ace Attorney game that I played, like ever in my life, which is kind of funny, considering I started pretty much the last game in the series, as of now. But yeah, I don't know why I started here, but I liked it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't got much else more to say. I don't remember a whole lot. I remember general, like, basic things and all that, because it's been a long time since I've actually seen the whole story and whatnot, but I generally remember some things here and there. But, whatever, we'll remember everything once we get into it. So why not we do that? New game. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Let's do it.
On the western edge of the Far East.
Ooh.
Lies a peaceful country of spirit mediums and mystery. The kingdom of Wright.
Wright.
But now, the flames of revolution are threatening to consume it whole.
Ooh. What the hell?
Things like revolt and revolution.
Whoa! Right! Oh dear.
Were the furthest things from my mind when I first arrived in this land.
Hi there, animal! Episode 1, The Foreign Turnabout. Alright. Ooh. Fancy container? Here in Kurine, death is not the end. Even after death, the soul lives on in the Twilight Realm. And priestesses can commune with the spirits of the dead. Fear not death. In the name of the Holy Mother, fear only the impurities of your soul. Woo! Uh-oh. Ooh. Ah, here we are. It's blight on my soul. I'll have the child take the blame. Oh dear. So we already know who our villain is, at least. We gotta look for some, guy with a band around his head. That's the most distinguishing thing. April 23rd, at 4:26 p.m. Kingdom of Wright. Well, hello. Whew, I'm finally here. This is the Kingdom of Wright, huh? What a long trip. Wonder how many hours I was in the air. But, just look at this place. Birdie. Look at the big bird right there. Look at the low of the street. It really feels like I'm in another world here. That was a big old temple up there. And that gorgeous temple. I read that's the center of the town. Just want to take pictures of everything. Wow, an ox right in the middle of the street. I have to get a picture of that. Hello, person. Excuse me, sir. I assume it's the guy who just disappeared. I wonder what kind of bird that is. I've never seen anything like it. Picture. That's quite a crest it has on its head. Excuse me, sir. What? Oh, yes. Pardon me, but are you Mr. Wright? Yes, that's right. Oops. Hope he hasn't been trying to get my attention all this time. Wait a minute, are you... That's right, I'll be your guide, at your service. I'm a monk in training at Temple, and I'll be your guide around town. Hi. Hi, Albie.
It's very nice to meet you. Hapiraki.
Happy what now?
Hapiraki. That's how we greet people here in Kurain. It's like hello or how do you do. It's a pretty handy expression to know.
Okay, let me give it a try. Hello, I'm Phoenix Wright. Hapiraki? My name is Phoenix Wright, and I run a small law office. Well, that's what I do back home anyway. Right now, I'm just a traveler, a stranger in a strange land.
Hi. Welcome to our country. Welcome to the kingdom of Kurain, the land of spirit mediums and mystery.
I assume we're here for one person and one person only, that I can think of. Oh, what's in the bag?
This is for you,
Is that like a snack?
to celebrate your arrival.
Speaking of mystery, what is this mysterious green lump exactly?
Allow me to explain. This is a famous Kurainese a sweet bun. It's called a Magataman, or soul bun. It's shaped like a Magatama. It's so yummy, it'll send your soul right to the Twilight Realm.
That doesn't exactly make me eager to try it. Thanks. I think I'll indulge later. Well, it seems like a lovely place.
That'll be 20 damas. Thank you for your patronage.
I have to pay?
I always have plenty of those on hand, so just let me know if you ever want any more.
Alright. Whoa, what the... You good? No wonder his bag looks so heavy. It's stuffed with all the tools of his trade.
Oops, I almost forgot to tell you something really important.
I don't have my court record yet. I was actually just gonna check things.
It's about Miss Maya.
Oh, I had a feeling it was about me.
She can't come to see you for a few days yet.
Really? Yeah. When I called her from the airport, she said she was still training up in the mountains. I told her I'd wait here for her. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. Maya Fey. She's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. Maya! I came all the way out here to celebrate the end of her ascetic training with her. Albie, this is my first time in this country, so I'll be counting on you, okay?
You got it, sir. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all.
Maya was right when she told me I could leave everything in your capable hands.
Oh, shucks. She said that. That sure was nice of her. I got a chance to show Miss Maya around a little bit, too.
If there's one person Maya was worried about, it's me. Because we both know trouble likes to follow you wherever you go, she said. That girl worries too much. I get the feeling... That feels like, considering the guy in that little cutscene earlier said, I'll make the boy take, blame. I get the feeling we're about to be defending you, aren't we, Albie?
But you sure came early to the party, Mr. Wright, sir. I mean, Miss Maya won't be done with her training for another 2 weeks.
Ugh, I hate to admit it, but I came early because I was worried about her, too. Oh, well, you know. I thought I'd get in a little sightseeing first.
Oh, sightseeing? Well, I'm your man for that. I'll show you all the best sights that this country has to offer.
Thanks. That would be great. I guess Albie takes his job very seriously.
Well, what are we waiting for? Those sights aren't going to see themselves.
Yikes, you don't have to shove.
First up, Temple, right there in the center of town. There's something there I really want to show you.
Okay. Just chill. Ooh. What a very pretty place. This is a very different beginning to the other games. Because we're not starting in a court. April 23rd, 4:45 p.m. Temple Plaza. Wow. It's even more impressive up close.
Allow me to explain. This is the heart of our town, Temple. It was created by the founder of Kurainism, the Holy Mother herself. I'm trained right here at this temple to be a monk someday.
I read that the people of this country are all adherents of Kurainism. According to my guidebook, it's a religion in which ancestral spirits are venerated.
The Holy Mother was a great spirit medium who could commune with our ancestors' souls. And spirit mediums become queens to this day, direct descendants of the Holy Mother.
A spirit medium rules the entire country, huh? Talk about power and influence.
the main thing you'll want to see when you come to Temple is the Dance of Devotion Rite. The Dance of Devotion takes place twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. This dance, along with the Song of Ceremony, is performed in offering to the Holy Mother. The Dance of Devotion has the power to summon forth souls from the Twilight Realm, and Cryonism, we believe the souls carried its wings from its...
Hold it! Slow down! Ay, ay, ay. I can't remember all that at once.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got a little overexcited.
Anyway, the main thing I got from all that is that you really, really love your country.
Well, that sure's true.
I like this kid. He pours his heart into everything he does.
Let's see. I guess I just explained about half of what I usually explain. So I'll give you a special discount and only charge you $10 for the tour fee. Thank you for your patronage.
I guess he pours his heart into a aggressive salesmanship too.
Come to think of it, Miss Maya told me he could tell I love my country too. We stood here for about an hour while I told her all about the Holy Mother.
Really? An hour? Hope that counted as patience training.
And she seemed really interested too. She listened to my whole speech.
Huh. Doesn't sound like the Maya I know. Well, this takes place a long time after the last time since we've seen Maya, so who knows, maybe she's matured and become calmer. I don't believe that, but who knows, maybe.
Miss Maya's so kind and nice. She treats me really well, like a little brother. She's kind of like a big sister to me.
This is Maya Fey you're talking about, right? Maybe she's grown up since I last saw her. I mean, her older sister was Mia, right? Also, what's the clanging?
Oh no!
What's the matter?
Isn't that time already? We have to hurry into the temple right away. But first, let me give you this lyrics card for the Song of Ceremony I told you about. There's an English translation of the lyrics there too, so give it a read, okay? Let's go.
But why the big rush?
If we don't hurry, we'll miss the beginning of her benevolence dance devotion.
Her benevolence? What? What's going on here? Oop. Wait, I got some. Ooh, fighter. Huh. Oh, whoa, what the? Huh? Uh-oh. Hi? Why did they just burst in? Hi? Hi? Why am I being pointed at?
I'll be your guide. You're under arrest for treason.
Huh? Treason? What? What do you mean? Bro didn't do anything wrong. He was just guiding me around. What the hell? April 24th, 10 a.m. High Court of Kurine. Accused lobby. Let me in! Why won't you let me in? Because you're a foreigner. What business could you have with this court? I told you, my friend is on trial in here. The police raided the temple in the middle of the dance performance yesterday and arrested Albie on suspicion of treason. I was worried about Albie, so I just had to come see his trial. A trial isn't a tourist attraction, so clear off. You want a picture or for your scrapbook? Take one of me and get out of here. Look, you've got it all wrong. Just great. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do. I'm a lawyer. Yes, I'm a foreigner, but I'm not your average foreigner. What? I'm actually a lawyer. Back at home, anyway. What? A lawyer? I can't... It's not possible. What's he so shocked about? Well, whatever. That's my chance. Nothing wrong with a lawyer entering the courtroom, right? Wait! Get back here, you! Whoa, 3D cutscene. What the? So this is Karuni's courtroom. What the hell's going on here? Also, don't think I don't notice you, Pain. Wait, isn't that her benevolence? What's she doing here in court? What the hell's going on here?
The divination seance has been performed. Am I the brother of my... Am I the religious brother of my... of the judge in the other area? I will now hand down my verdict against the accused.
Guilty? Huh? But we just began! What? A verdict already? But the trial only just started.
Guilty. There's gotta be some kind of mistake. Please, take a clearer look.
Seances performed by Princess Rafa are infallible. They only show the truth. What right do you have to question her abilities?
But I didn't...
No!
Isn't it ironic that you, a devout adherent of Kurainism, would dare doubt her insight? Non-believers will only be met with suffering in the Twilight Realm, you know.
But I didn't do it. Your benevolence, please, allow me to explain. I beg of you.
Be silent, impudent whelp. There's no merit to be had in indulging the ramblings born of a criminal's unclean soul.
But...
What in the world is going on here? What is this kangaroo court? The judge made his ruling based on something called a divination seance? What is Albie's attorney doing? Where is his attorney? Wait a minute. Where is Albie's attorney? Exactly!
why is this happening? I didn't do anything wrong.
Foolish child. Doubting the divination seance is tantamount to doubting the Holy Mother herself. Your Majesty, as Royal Priestess, and in the name of the Holy Mother, I command you. Impose the highest penalty against this unclean soul.
As you command, so shall it be done, your benevolence. May her holiness grant her divine favor. Udi Hara Kurain.
What the hell? Okay, this feels almost cultish.
Objection!
Stop! What? Not if I got anything to say about it. Let's take it from the top, shall we? Wait just one moment.
You're...
Ugh, me and my big mouth. Now what?
Mr. Wright, what are you doing here, sir?
Well, I'm in it now, so I have to do this right. Alright, let's get into it. Your Honor, it's too soon to give your verdict. This trial's only been underway for a few minutes.
Excuse me, who on earth are you?
I'm, well... an ordinary tourist, Your Honor, just passing through.
Ah, Doris, are you?
Hapiraki. Anyways, but more importantly, where is this boy's defense attorney?
A defense attorney? Whatever are you talking about? He doesn't need a defense attorney.
Wait, what? Excuse you?
Of course you wouldn't be aware being a foreigner and all. But we have no need for defense attorneys here in the Kingdom of Kurain. We leave it all up to her benevolence, the sacred power of spirit communion. Her divination seances determine all.
What? But surely you see how unfair that is. What kind of insane court system are they running here?
You would dare mock me, you barb-headed buffoon. If you value your life, you will leave post-haste, or shall I summon the bailiff?
The bailiff is that big scary dude with the big scary gun, isn't he?
I'm sure he would be happy to oblige you with a bullet or two as a souvenir of your travels.
At the cost of an arm and a leg, no doubt.
No, hold on. Ms. Wright has nothing to do with any of this.
Albie,
I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and go see Miss Maya.
But
Forget about me! You have to go, now! I'm sure you can find another guide. There were lots more places I wanted to show you, but it looks like I won't get a chance now. I'm sorry.
I'll be. The poor kid. He's trying to put on a brave face, but look how terrified he is. What can I do? I'm defending him. I can't just let a verdict be handed down with nobody standing in Albie's corner. If Albie doesn't have a defense attorney, then I'll do it. I'll defend him.
Defend him? You can't be serious.
Did you hear that?
Is he out of his mind?
Heaven forbid! Defend me! Mr. Wright, what are you saying? You can't do that!
I most certainly can. Don't worry. I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya would be if I let anything happen to you?
Mr. Wright...
You are but a naive tourist, ignorant of all ways. But if you're smart, you will heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any further.
Looks like defending somebody is easier said than done in this country.
Bailiff, throw this man out.
Oh, really?
Your Majesty, if you please.
You have something to say, Mr. Payne?
Why not allow it, Your Majesty? Why not have him defend the accused? It could prove very interesting. Right, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Right. Mr. Whoever you are.
Prosecutor, are you acquainted with this traveler?
Why is your whole...
As Chief Prosecutor, Your Majesty, and yes, I am acquainted with him.
Oh God, why? Why have you seriously taken up the mantle of like master prosecutor here because there's no where are the defense attorneys?
He's a defense attorney from my native land. I've had dealings with him in the courtroom before.
Heavens to Betsy.
What? Mr. Wright, you're a defense attorney?
What? Why the chatter?
A defense attorney? Well, this is a shock.
You may be surprised to hear that I have more than 10 years of experience. I guess there aren't all that many lawyers around here.
Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the manner of my old country?
But, Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case.
Call it nostalgia, if you will. But I am most eager to give it a try.
But I have a previous engagement, you see, a class ago with the missus.
Your Majesty, I agree we should have a whack at it. It sounds amusing. A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom.
A score as in 20 years? What's the deal with this country?
Mr. Payne, I want that barbed head brought to me on a stick.
Excuse you?
As you wish, Your Benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to it myself.
Very well, Mr. Payne. If that is what you and her benevolence want, I will acquiesce. As for the defense, I hope you are prepared for every eventuality.
Every eventuality? What's he talking about?
Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Payne. And sorry for not remembering you earlier.
That's Chief Prosecutor, or the Incredible Payne as I'm also known in this country. And you'll see soon enough why, that is. When you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law.
Why is he so strangely confident? And not only that, but what's with the gallery?
Guess you watch the defense attorney will try and twist the truth. You can bet on it. Yeah, I'm Chief Prosecutor across the defense double.
This is way more lawyer hate than even back home. I was about to say, this is impressive.
Now, if you would please give your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne.
Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes, larceny and murder.
Really?
Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasure room of Temple. And in addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. the dead body of Mr. Patrol, temple security guard, and the empty treasure box that housed the orb, which Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. We believe that Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure.
To kill a guard armed with a gun? What a terrifyingly bold act.
I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo.
Roll's autopsy report. Time of death is around noon. His head showed signs of being hit with a blunt object. This feels very primitive compared to what I'm usually used to with with all the court stuff. In a crime photo, the temple's treasure room, and the body was discovered at the base of the stairs to the altar.
It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in court as well. It's kind of refreshing, actually.
We may rely on the power of the seances, but our police still carry on investigations.
Stop shining.
Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable.
Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. I can check out the evidence myself by looking at the court record. Song of Ceremony. The song about the Founder's Orb sung during the Dance of Devotion includes an English translation. When dragon and tiger battle, the Founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Okay. Roll's autopsy report. Time of death is April 23rd, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Cause of death is cerebral contusion from a head injury. And here's the crime scene photo. Anything of note that's odd. So, first of all, why is one hand just completely bloodied? And then there's his head here. I mean, that seems to... like his head... Okay. Well, we'll figure this all out. We'll see just how thorough you and your police were, Mr. Payne.
Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness, her founding mother, is a crime that strikes at the very heart of the nation.
Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown.
Is this treasure really such a valuable object?
How can you even ask such a thing? Of course it is. Why, sealed within this treasure is the very soul, the Mitama of the Holy Mother.
Her soul is sealed within the treasure. I think I'll take that with a grain of salt.
You don't believe it, do you?
Of course I believe it. Something tells me I'd better play along.
This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much.
Your Honor, Your Majesty?
What is it now?
This treasure, I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Could I see a photo of it or something?
Of all the outlandish requests, you defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale.
He's been getting awfully angry with me. Are those veins popping out of his forehead?
It's forbidden for anyone outside the royal family to view the treasure itself.
Really? That's a strange claim.
They say that anyone without the proper spiritual power would be blinded instantly. That is why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Wright.
I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home, too.
For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article.
Okay.
It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed.
Okay.
These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence.
Okay, thanks.
What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year. A special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people.
Alright, forced open and its contents stolen. The average person could only see it in this newspaper article.
I hear there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple.
Right, Your Majesty. Inexcusable thievery of a precious national treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused.
So he used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure, is that it?
The accused family is by no means wealthy. To help with family finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his ascetic training.
Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume?
What? No, I do have questions. What?
Even more, but you just asked a bunch. Well, make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes.
What? He's still planning on going to that thing. There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I have the chance. Let's see, what else do I need to know more about? I kinda need to know about literally everything, because you guys have told me jack diddly squat. Alright then, let me hear more about the motive. I want to see what you're reasoning. What do you claim was the defendant's motive?
Mr. Payne has already explained that. He wanted to sell the treasure in order to help his family with living expenses.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it slipped my mind.
I should hold you in contempt of court, so it's true what they say about lawyers never listening to anyone but themselves.
My apologies, Your Mastery. Please let me one more try.
Very well, if you must.
Let's see, what else do I need to know? Let me hear more about the weapon. May I ask what was used as the murder weapon? Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon?
The murder weapon was the treasure box itself.
Really?
The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large bloodstain on it.
How utterly reprehensible, using a sacred treasure box for murder.
Okay.
The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box, ready to abscond with it. But he was discovered by Mr. Roll, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds. After walloping Mr. Roll in the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloody housing open and made off with the treasure inside.
Really? Okay. The murder weapon. Off limits to the public, the photos in the paper that... Yeah, its contents were stolen. But the defendant's just a little boy. I hardly think he would be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head.
Ah, very good point, Mr. Wright. But I'm afraid that won't help you. At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated possession would more than make up for their difference in stature.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless.
What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor. Your title is obviously well earned.
Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there's anything else, I am ready to announce my verdict.
Excuse you!
Very well. In that case, I find the accused...
Just one moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little bit?
I told you, I have plans to attend to, and... Oh! I'm late! It's already started! How did time fly by so fast?
He's still stuck on that? Ugh. We haven't even heard the defendant's side of the story yet. Your Majesty, the defense asserts its right to cross-examine the defendant. Huh? Huh? Did I say something funny?
Cross-examine her? What do you mean by that?
Jesus, what kind of kangaroo court we running here, guys? What? What do you mean, what do I mean?
I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't quite recall.
And little wonder, a so-called defendant has been questioned in over 20 years.
Should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant, or the accused, tell his side of the story.
Why? Is that really necessary? Why?
Of course it's necessary, Your Majesty.
What harm can it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty. Though I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say.
Oh, how kind of you, Your Royal Paynness.
Very well, as long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway.
In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand.
Oh, but before we do, I'd better call my wife and apologize for missing that class. Any objections?
Go for it, Your Majesty. Why is this happening? I'll be.
Accused, state your name and occupation again, if you would.
I'll be your guide. I'm in training to be a monk, and I'm a tour guide too.
Why me? Now, where were we? Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty?
Right. Let's do that then. At the defense attorney's insistence, I might add.
He sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind.
Well, the defense had better get to it, and make it quick if you please.
The defense. Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer.
Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Albie. Don't worry. All you have to do is tell the truth, and you'll be alright.
You tricked me!
What? Excuse you?
If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Go back to give back that Magatama and I gave you yesterday.
Albie, what's gone into you?
Don't talk to me. You disgust me.
Now even Albie's against me. But why?
This must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright. Being loathed by a client. Now, the then accused, please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred about noon, during the break between the morning and the afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time.
Alright.
Alright, here we go. Whoa! It's weirdly different. Witness testimony. The accused's account.
I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Chinese butterfly on it. When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route.
Are you well acquainted with the victim?
Yes, but he used to chat with me whenever we ran to each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know.
I bet Albie looked up to him.
But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard. But at least that way he could still stay on at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite.
The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young, so Mr. Roland had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him.
Sounds like his circumstances and Albie's were very similar.
Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on in my training and in my tour guide business, too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that?
Yes, I see. You express yourself well. Defense, now you've heard the accuser's account. Are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion.
But, Your Majesty, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet.
That wasn't the end of it? It's been so long, I don't rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about.
A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is. What fresh hell is this? I'm about to say that this ain't right, man. None of this is right. What the hell?
I really do wish I could remember how it works.
Should I give the judge a refresher on cross-examination? I'd laugh if it just gave me like a penalty for not explaining it to the judge, but I'm good. I know how these work. I'd better save my breath. The judge doesn't exactly seem like a model student. You'll just have to watch and see how it's done. Alright, Albie. Woo! Threatening. The accused's account. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. Now, there's one line that immediately jumps at me. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Chinese butterfly on it. That line, the green Chinese butterfly. Might I ask a question? Albie, how does one know that?
Objection!
Oh, Albie, why would you lie to me? So, you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right?
That's right. It's forbidden, so I never do that.
In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it?
Huh? Because I saw a picture of it in that newspaper article.
Yeah, the black and white one? Nope, taking our look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures. What? Hold on. His bag. Did it just move? Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who knows that. What the hell? Oh, Kunka! Excuse me? I beg your pardon?
Okunka. It's a word in Koreanese that people use when they're surprised.
You just exposed a lie. So this is the power of cross-examination, is it?
I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding.
But just a moment. If the accused was lying, then that just makes him more suspicious than ever.
And this just makes things worse for me than ever. Albie, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Albie. Darn. I just can't seem to get him to open up to me.
So, Q's, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you?
Well, maybe I did take a peek one time, a long time ago when I was cleaning the treasure room.
But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right?
Of course I wasn't.
Objection! That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I approve.
He does?
This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice, and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident.
And what exactly is that supposed to prove?
The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll.
What?
Oh no.
Uh-oh. What are you pull?
Where is it? It's not here. I must have dropped it somewhere.
Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim.
The defendant's fingerprints were found on it. Oh, no. Then that means... Due to the growing number of thefts around the temple, we'll be tightening security throughout. Therefore, all of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. Oh, he was there on the day of the incident.
So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself.
Yes, it would seem so, your majesty.
Protected my argument and had evidence ready to refute it. How is anything supposed to help the accused? See, I told you can't trust lawyers in your lives. Your benevolence already said the kid's guilty. Just declare him guilty and get it over with.
Everything's going all wrong. Shut up. What I do?
As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served no purpose whatsoever.
No, you're wrong.
But, armed as we are with her benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt.
Then I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this inside of hers.
By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict.
Stop! Wait just one moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As a defense, I have the right to check it.
Is that really necessary? I have to get home and apologize to my wife.
I guess you really did give him the business.
Your majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance.
You do? And why is that, Mr. Payne?
Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the seance? And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy?
Well now.
I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with your wife.
It certainly does sound worth seeing. And it'd give me a juicy tidbit to tell the missus.
I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit.
Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed again. But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going.
The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through.
How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold, blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him.
Just let me see the damn thing. There she is, her benevolence.
Your benevolence. Wright Padma Kurain, thank you for coming all this way once again.
Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Barb-headed attorney,
Yes?
I am told you question the veracity of the sacred divination seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you.
I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, your benevolence. All I want is a fair trial for Albie.
You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair. To explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on the truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality.
What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story?
How dare you speak to her benevolence in that matter?
Did you hear that? Did you hear how he talked to her benevolence? What does he know about anything? Ignorant outsider.
You're Stanford, you must be punished. Yikes, looks like I really stuck my foot into this then.
Fun.
Oh god. Stop. Would you all shut up? I don't care.
Silence, one and all.
Is she standing up for me?
Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion.
Well, looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought.
Attorneys are ghastly creatures, with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over.
Alright, I take that back. Just do your damn divination thing.
None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, he will soon see the error of his foolish ways.
Well then, your benevolence. The divination seance, if you would.
Certainly. Nina, my robe.
Slide. Steal. Slide. Slide. Alright, so. I do faintly remember.
Oh, Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name.
I do faintly remember what the mechanic here is from when I played, which is quite interesting.
Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Faintly remember it, but pretty sure we get to see the final moments of the dead. The moment of their death. I feel like I remember when I first, I remember playing a demo a long time ago, and I feel like I remember, getting stuck on this for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. But I feel like I just faintly remember getting stuck on it. Maybe because I wasn't used to literally anything this series could do. But let's see if current me is much better than past me. Alright, let's see the final moments of the patrolman. I do still hope. Just seeing all this, nowadays, is seeing how it's they ported all this, it does make me hope that they're not forgetting about the Ace Attorney franchise and that they're still going to continue it. Because I feel like they can still make more. It's just such a good series, man. Alright, let's see it. The final moments of the dead. Here we go. So, how did our man die? Incense. Song of Ceremony, boy's voice. Boy's voice. Pain. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool.
A final message from the victim's soul, the last communication of his Tama. The divination seance has revealed this to us.
Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communion to project the victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise.
So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced.
In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon up over his head. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation.
There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it.
This looks bad for Albie. Really, really bad.
Now do you see why I'm the incredible pain?
Yeah, incredible pain in my... But even if those are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them?
There it is. There's the face of the man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long I wait to see it. Isn't it wonderful, gratifying your majesty?
Oh yes, very satisfying indeed. Now are you finally convinced, Traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty.
Am I really the only unbiased one here?
Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you. You'll be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs.
The Defense Culpability Act? What's that?
What? You mean you honestly don't know?
No? Why am I...
You all know I'm a foreigner here. How am I supposed to know?
What's with all the hubbub?
Well, not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him.
Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty.
I'm sorry?
In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he.
What? What kind of insane law is that?
Under the DC Act, many an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim fate. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney.
That's as it should be. The history of our courts proves that attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. Plus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated.
This is a load of bull. I don't care about... I won't deny that I've never felt so much hostility coming to me from so many sides. What could have happened to make everyone feel this way?
You fell right into my trap, Phoenix Wright. Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. With a seance and a DC Act on my side, I'll finally get my revenge.
So that's why it was so eager to have me defend Albie.
Chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Khura'in. I thank my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now.
Defense, know that if I rule up that the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too.
That explains Albie's reaction earlier.
Defend me! Mr. Wright! What are you saying? You can't do that!
Your Majesty, isn't a prince a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason. One should pay for such a crime with one's life.
Yes, I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances.
The death penalty!
No way! You're kidding, right, Your Majesty?
Do I look like I'm kidding? I'll have you put your life and your dark-tainted soul on the line here.
This can't be happening.
The Court of Resignation. Our courts are well known as such. In this land, where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene, criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate.
Oh, foreign lawyer, I ask you once more. Are you sure you still want to defend the accused?
There's Maya to think of in all this, too. I can't just lay down in my life. What in the world should I do? I can't just abandon Albie by himself. I'm continuing the defense. He's all by himself. Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? To help those with no one on their side. I can't just abandon everything I believe in. You'd love to see me, just cry and grovel before you, but ain't happening. All I can do now is stand firm and fight.
Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life.
Objection!
You would wish. In your dreams, Payne. Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act. I will defend Albie.
What?
Mr. Wright!
The defendant insists he's innocent. And not even a defamation seance should be accepted without examination.
Conquer!
But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too! Even knowing that, you still want to defend me?
I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it.
Barb-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your barbed jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes.
Your benevolence. Believe me when I say that that this attorney will knock your insides out.
That's enough!
Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm.
Well, how about we take this from the top? You want me to examine that seance thing, right?
Not a wise move, traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered to save your life. But you have made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. And with this verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your hairs.
This is not even kangaroo at this point. This is a circus.
The souls of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it.
Fair then. Let's fight, shall we? Insight. Me against you, huh? Rafa's insight.
The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance devotion. These are the victim's experiences just before his death.
As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down?
Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision?
Come to think of it, I did see words like song of ceremony and incense.
The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sights, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls.
So what Mr. Roll experienced with his five senses appear in the vision as words, right?
Precisely. And by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity.
Works for me. I can use all the extra information I can get. Now, to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision. Your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again.
Very well.
So something ain't right here. Something doesn't make sense or add up. Incense. Song of Ceremony. Boy's voice. Okay. Boy's voice. Pain. Okay. Wait a minute. Her benevolence said after the morning dance and devotion earlier, didn't she? That's what I was wondering. Hold on. After the morning? I don't know about you, but I don't count 12 p.m. as the morning. Isn't there something off about that? First, I'll use A and D to make my way to the inside that seems off. A murder after the morning dance. Yes, this is the insight that sounds funny. I'll just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll select it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the insight. Select the sensation that I think is inconsistent. The sound, right?
Objection!
Why is it saying the Song of Ceremony? Wait just a moment.
Yes. What is it, barb-headed? Barbed head?
You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance devotion, right?
That's right. What of it?
Then isn't it strange that Mr. Wall could still hear the Song of Ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right.
Is that all that troubles you?
Huh?
What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony.
Practice run? What are you talking about?
Mr. Payne, if you would...
I glitter. Certainly. Allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and the afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall.
Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate this statement.
I see. So what the victim heard was that practice session. Ugh, there goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Albie and I saw her benevolence dancing. However, Miss Payne, I admit one detail troubles me.
Ask away, your majesty.
It's a big temple. The performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room? He's right. It is a very big temple. Hang on. Well, how about Mr. Payne?
Your majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room at the temple, including the treasure room.
Oh, that's right. Speakers? For what purpose?
Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They're to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple.
That's why the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony in the seance vision. It was the practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers.
Thank you for your explanation, your benevolence. That makes perfect sense, even to a feeble-minded old man like me.
Think nothing of it.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us?
Very well.
Insight revised. The accused swung whatever... The Song of Ceremony the victim heard was the practice run through the temple speakers. Okay. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Okay, I'm starting to understand it a little bit too. Hold on. I think I see where we're going with this. So, the next thing... If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock out all of her insights out after all. I better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. Alright, let's think this through. The accused... It's a bit hard to focus on the insights with the seance vision going. I'll try using the pause to temporarily stop the vision. There, I paused the vision. Okay, so we can actually do that. That's cool. I think I can use the M and B to jump to different parts of the vision. I'll try moving the Mitama mark to the red flashing panel. Okay, now that I know how to get around in the seance visions, it's time to find inconsistencies between the insights and the vision. Okay. So, the accused swung whatever he was holding down the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. The song of ceremony the victim heard was a practice run through the temple speakers. Okay. Whoops. Now, there's something that concerns me with this. Why did it black out? Okay. Let's see. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Yeah, now I remember I had problems with this. Okay, so I gotta think this through. Okay, just calm down and think it through, Caden. Just calm down. Let's look at literally every individual part of this if I have to. So, we start off with incense. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. Okay. I see we can actually choose this too. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. The song of ceremony the victim heard was a practice run heard through the temple speakers. The song of ceremony. I do like this mechanic, but man, I'm confused with it right now. Think it through, think it through. The song of ceremony the victim heard was a practice run through the temple speakers. Senses. Song of ceremony. Wait, hold on. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This one's actually a lot more difficult.
Objection!
Didn't exactly go dark instantly. You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct?
Of course, as anyone with eyes can see.
Well, pardon me, but I must disagree.
What?
Your benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain.
Oh!
Everything goes black, and then, only after that, the victim feels pain.
Inconceivable!
This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened.
My word!
Kunka! Your benevolence! What is the meaning of this?
I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy.
If what the defense says is true, this is a very grave matter indeed. Please, forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore.
Objection! Now, let's not be too hasty, Your Majesty. I think I can clear this up.
You have something to add, Mr. Payne?
1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear.
And that would be...
On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple. And as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. I'm afraid it slipped my mind.
Or rather, you knew all along and only let it slip now that's convenient, Payne.
The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers.
Oh, there was a blackout there, was there? Well, no. That explains everything, does it not?
What do you mean, your benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would.
The blackouts occurred when the accused and the victim were face up with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head.
I see. That makes perfect sense, your benevolence.
So the victim was struck after the lights went out. Shine! The depths of your insight is awe-inspiring, Your Benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone.
Oh, damn, not me living prosper.
Hey, I want to live long and prosper, too.
Enough applause. You flatter me.
Now, your benevolence, in light of this new information...
Yes, of course. I will alter my insight.
Insight revised. So, we're now changing it to... One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. The song of ceremony the victim heard was a practice run. Yada. So much for my inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info. And with new info comes a chance to find a new inconsistency. Now to compare the insights with the vision again and see what I can dig up. I mostly want to go with the new line, I assume. So, there's gotta be something wrong with this assumption now, right? The thing of one can safely assume that the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. So what here looks strange? Hello, G-Man. Welcome to the stream. Okay, first playthrough? No. Wait, did I not change the tags? I might need to fix that. Hold on. Did I not change the tags? I thought I did. No, this is not first playthrough. Okay, it does say on the... No, this is not first playthrough, but it's been a long time that I don't really remember the story too much, so... Like, I'm pretty sure I only remember the whole thing from when it first came out, so... It might as well be semi-blind. Let's go with that. It's not full blind, but it's been so long that I barely remember most of it. Yeah. Well, thank you, G-Man. Okay, so one can safely assume the accused struck the victim after the blackout began. Okay, after the blackout began... Okay, let's see. Wait, that actually makes a problem then. Hold on, I know the problem here then. This shouldn't be playing then at all. If the power went out, then the speakers should have also gone out, I'm pretty sure. So why am I still hearing song?
Objection!
Yes, I finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your benevolence. As impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible.
You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Kurainism.
Defense, please watch what you say. If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind.
It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums, but maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking.
What malarkey?
I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony thanks to the temple's speakers. But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the Song of Ceremony even after the power went out?
Oh,
This contradiction of facts can only mean that the Song of Ceremony Mr. Roll heard was not coming from the speakers.
Impossible!
What are you saying? The song you heard was coming directly from the performance hall?
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation.
But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall.
Right. The song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless...
you mean to say...
Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall.
What?
You can't be serious!
There's a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence in the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined.
What? No!
This is completely unprecedented. An inconsistency in her benevolence's insights. Unbelievable!
Enough is forked tongue, Your Majesty. These are not but the claims of a corrupt lawyer. A feeble ruse from a feeble mind.
But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. I can't. We can't. We can't just turn a blind eye to it.
But the defense's assertions and meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen of the moment of the murder.
Indeed. The accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains a brace above his head. My insight still stands.
I hate to admit it, but she's right. The seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Albie.
I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why. The accused had his hand up over his head.
Well, this defense dares to dream of making it out of this nightmare alive.
You what?
You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? You'd better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you are just wagging it.
Of course I can back up my claim, just as soon as I think of something.
You appear to be fully prepared, defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim. As long as you're willing to stake your life on it.
I concur, Your Majesty. Prepare the tongue shears. Chop chop.
Chop, chop.
Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch him. I think I saw suitable pair in the basement. Chop, chop.
Stop, stop.
I hear that lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure you won't miss one.
Yeah, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albie have held his hands up like that? Ah, so that's why. The reason the defendant has hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. What explains why Albie had his hands raised above his head? What explains why Albie had his hands raised above his head? Ah, wait. I think I get it. Is it because... gun? As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both of his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest. Oh, are you saying... The victim was a security guard, and an armed one at that. The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie, and that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air. Well, bye-bye. Beep. Bye-bye. Well...
Who would have thought the seance vision could be interpreted that way?
This is not possible. It can't be.
Not bad for a total knockout. How dare that lawyer devil go against their benevolence? He's no better than that traitor Snake Dirk.
Who? Traitor Snake? Dirk? Who's that?
No, I can't believe it. Contradiction in one of my insights? There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it.
That's right, Your Benevolence. And I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in jail immediately with His Majesty.
What?
Yeah, you said it. They're all in jail. Bro! Now I can pay for the wages of better benevolence.
These people are definitely not my fans right now.
Exterminate him!
Oh, dear God.
Stop!
Peace! Give me peace! I said peace!
Now, everyone, please calm down. Huh? Is he?
Your Majesty, please assign this Blackhorn attorney to a suitable punishment.
No. I can't charge him with His Majesty.
What? What? But why not, Your Majesty?
He was simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused. There's nothing unlawful about that.
But Your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quick? Why not just give your verdict? Then you can go home and make up to your wife.
We can't end the trial now, not when we just learned new information about the case. Finally, the judge wants justice.
What?
Your Majesty, not you too. You would also entertain the idea that my insight contains a contradiction.
Truly, it is shocking. In the 20-plus years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency. And it is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law.
You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer!
No, my faith is as strong as ever, but I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, Your Benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not.
What? I'll have you know...
Your Benevolence! Please acquiesce in this, Your Benevolence. Looks like a kill.
I won't forget this offense, Barbed Head. I do not admit defeat. I won't.
Bailiff, please see Your Benevolence out.
Your Mitama will bestow retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there will pluck the barbs right off your stupid head. I hope your suffering will be super duper painful. And I'll be throw you into a lake of burning fire.
Well, that just happened. I guess she's still just a teenager after all. Now then, defense. Mr. Light, was it? That's right, Your Majesty. Phoenix, right? Of course, Mr. Wright. My apologies. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments. Thank you, Your Majesty. Yes, but do not misunderstand me. This doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't even think about lying to this court. I understand, Your Majesty. Whew! Maybe now we can finally run a real trial.
Arguments, Your Majesty. Very well. I accept your challenge.
Huh? What's with them?
Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just... it's just too hilarious.
What's so funny, Mr. Payne?
The defense still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him and his case instead.
What do you mean by that, prosecutor?
I told you, it's Chief Prosecutor.
Yes, because that's the thing to focus on right now.
The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, Your Majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused?
Oh,
Oh, indeed. Because the accused was about to commit a theft. It's the only logical explanation.
what? Does sound pretty logical, actually.
It doesn't help the accused situation at all. If anything, it makes him look even more guilty.
Yes, I have to agree.
Allow me to spell out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through. Mr. Roll came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed his gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid his body in the treasure room. A hand truck for moving heavy treasure is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that.
And after all that hard work to knock down those insights, back into the old familiar corner once more.
Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal? I'm drawn to a total blank here.
I hope you're ready to climb that scaffold.
I asked you a question, defense. I've got nothing. I can't think of any grounds for an objection. The only thing to do at this point is to ask the defendant himself what happened. I don't know if Albie will cooperate with me or not. Albie? Will you tell us what really happened?
You don't have to say anything, accused. Fall for his evil trap, and you'll only dirty your own soul.
Enough! Albie, you have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do.
Miss Wright, I'm sorry.
Why? Why won't he trust me?
Is this it? Is this the end for both of us?
Maya, I'm sorry.
I never met a real lawyer before.
Huh?
Everybody always told me they're bad, bad people who who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me, would actually believe in me, would risk his own life for me. I never would have even imagined it.
Albie.
So, that's why I lied, is to try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe in me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too. Allow me. Allow me to explain!
Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of the things.
To be honest, I went to the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box.
Even though the temple told you we weren't allowed to go anywhere near it.
Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is so beautiful. The way it glows in the dark. I couldn't help myself.
Wait, it glows in the dark? Really?
That's right. It's covered in this special mineral called fluorinite that makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's really a shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did?
If only I applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. So it glows in the dark. Really, now? That brings up an interesting point that I want to look at.
On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again.
I want to see something. Well, I guess the lights would be back on at this point, so...
Well, I ran to Mr. Roll on the Great Stairs.
So those were not the treasure room stairs in the seance vision?
No, they were the great stairs that connected to the hallway.
Makes sense. The vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs. Okay, so that's how... Okay.
All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew his gun and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had this scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then, the power went out. So I took the chance to hightail it out of there. I ran for my life. Even now, when I try to think back on it, all I can remember are the gun and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. That must have been when I dropped the nose scroll.
Which means someone else brought it to the treasure room along with Mr. Roll's body. Did Mr. Roll say anything to you when you ran into him on the stairs? What is it, Avi? Also, why is your bag moving?
I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it? He said.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would believe me.
A grand speech. One that confirmed my suspicions that you are a thief.
Objection!
Baseless! It's possible the victim simply misread the situation.
Objection! Where's that? Where there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had a good reason to be suspicious of the accused.
Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating?
Shadow, what do I do, Shadow?
And what better reason to suspect the boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? In the course of his rounds, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen. And then, just after that, he ran to the accused. I'll be your guide.
No, that's not what happened.
Therefore, the one who stole the treasure and killed the victim can be none other than the accused.
Oh, what the hell just... What just... What? Dog! Even Payne's surprised, like, dog! Why do you have a dog? What now? There, so that dog has spawned.
Hey, Shadow, down boy!
Well, what do we have here?
I'm sorry about this. This is my dog, Shadow.
What a little baby.
You nearly gave me a heart attack. So that's what was making his bag move.
Little puppy. Can you quiet that yappy mutt down?
Shadow says that Mr. Roll made a mistake.
You can understand him?
No, tell me this is a surprise witness for the defense.
Listen here, Payne. Listen here. I have cross-examined a parrot. I have cross-examined a dolphin. I have cross-examined robots, assassins, murderers, innocents. I will cross-examine a dog. You're not thinking of cross-examining an animal, are you? Of course not, Your Mastery. Not this time, anyway. Whew. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I thought I'd have to reassess my assessment of your sanity for a second there. I think I'd better reassess my strategy, and fast. I have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim, or we're sunk. While it's true the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died, it doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have struck the victim at that time. If you're going to go that far, then I hope this means you have another angle of approach ready.
Exactly. I mean, who else but the accused standing front and center could have done it?
Well, who are the guards there?
Unless you can back up your claim, it's nothing more than conjecture.
Okay, come on, Phoenix. I know I can think of something up. Where else could the victim have been struck from? Well, isn't it kind of obvious? If he wasn't struck from behind, then, well, if he wasn't struck from ahead of him, he was struck from behind. With the defendant standing in front of the victim, isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind?
From behind, you say? I see. Yes, I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Good. Now at least I have some breathing room.
But who do you suppose it could have been?
Oh, the true culprit, naturally. The one who actually committed the theft and murder.
The true culprit? And I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that?
I should have known I'd have to explain everything. Alright, if we assume the true culprit struck the victim from behind, that means... After going to the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the true culprit tried to escape. But then, Mr. Roll appeared, making his rounds. I imagine the culprit then quickly hid in the storeroom at the other end of the hallway.
You're grasping at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you have nothing but baseless conjecture.
I'm going to look for something to base it on right now. Albie, when you ran into Mr. Roll in the hallway, was there anyone around the storeroom area?
I don't know. There might have been somebody there, but I couldn't see. I was only halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see the ends of that hallway.
I see. Swing and a miss.
Shadow!
Oh, Shadow says that somebody was there.
I see. Thank you for that. Too bad his testimony is inadmissible. You think this is a joke? Stop laughing. Maybe the defendant didn't happen to see this other person. That doesn't mean the true culprit couldn't have been there in the hallway.
Objection! Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch. But I will enjoy watching you sink.
What are you talking about?
Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in the hallway at the time of the incident.
How can you continue to make that assertion?
Because there was a witness. A very reliable eyewitness.
What?
Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call its witness to the stand.
I have to assume it's going to be the actual culprit that it showed at the beginning. The weird, the guy that had the band around his head.
Calling an eyewitness to stand, It's been decades since that's happened.
And unlike the defense's witness, you can rest assured that there are no pets involved.
That was a low blow. Kill him, Shadow.
Very well, I'll allow it. And now, for something we've not heard in quite some time, bring the witness to the stand.
If it's that guy with the band around his head, I think it is. Is it him? Yes, it is, and he's got a instrument.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Peaceabun understanding is the name. I'm like the temple's head monk. Can you dig?
Oh, if it is an instructor understanding, you're the eyewitness.
Instructor?
Not only is misunderstanding and Temple's head monk, but he's also a renowned Damalon expert.
Sorry to have to ask, but what's a Damalon? Okay.
Check it. Here she is, my sweet serenader. My one and only. Groovy, right? But you heard our sultry sounds once before, brother. When dragged again, and
That's the song from the Dance of Devotion.
Right on, brother. The song of ceremony.
So you're the...
Playing this tune together is a precious gig for me and my girl here, you dig?
The Song of Ceremony, the song that was playing at the time of the murder. Okay.
Oh, Holy Mother. May the righteous sounds of my Amalan serve as my offering to you.
Wonderful. A great performance as always.
This is my thing, you know. My bag. I make instruments speak, baby. By the by, Magistry Pops. No Damalon class today.
No, I'm afraid this trial's gone to overtime. Thanks to the lawyer over there. The class the judge wanted to attend was a Damalon lesson?
Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust the lawyer, man.
Bruh.
But transgressors against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Understanding. As a treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen.
Yeah, man. That was not cool.
Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Understanding.
That's right, brother. This here's the one and only treasure box key.
Oh, really? Huh.
And I keep it on me at all times. Can you dig? But the sneaky thief went and cracked open that sucker anyway. Total bummer, man.
So that's the key to the treasure box, is it?
You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama key, and it's a historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from head monk to head monk at Temple.
The Magatama key, huh? Understanding keeps it on his person at all times. Okay. We're starting to get somewhere here.
And now someone's jacked the treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. How am I ever gonna face her holiness again? Oh, Holy Mother, please find it in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humble lamb.
Why do I always get the far out ones?
Mr. Understanding, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room.
You know it, baby. Best believe I scoped that tiny transgressor.
Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw?
To bring justice against the transgressor, man. Yes, of course. I'll do all I can.
Alright.
In the name of her holiness, I vow to say naught but the truth I swear to bring. Hit me.
Alright. I better not hear a single lie then, damn it. Bring it. What I saw, baby.
After the morning dance of devotion, to go back to my chamber, I got the notion. Don't you know my chamber's on the way? To the temple's treasure room, hey. Any small footsteps, I can quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. Before the blackout, one other rem roll. Only Albie to the treasure room did he stroll.
Alright. You really had to give all that through song too as well. Tell me I was hallucinating just now.
Like, can you believe Mr. Roll bit the big one after that? Harsh, man.
I share your sentiments. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Understanding? Can I see something real quick? Which one's my name? Gaspin. Okay, I'm the same one from the last game. Just had to make sure.
What? You found the body as well? He really is a key witness, and... Then why weren't you brought in the first place?
That's right, brother. After the blackout, I went to reset the breaker and give power back to the people. The circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always the man for the job, you feel me?
Okay.
The breakers are in the first floor hallway in the front of the storeroom. On the way, I got a whiff of something.
On the way, I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man. Really harshed my mellow. I knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what was. And it was like, whoa, man. There was a poor Mr. Roll, dead as a doornail.
Temple diagram updating the hang on.
In the interval between the end of the dance of devotion and the blackout, the only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, misunderstands unstable accounts is what led to the accused's arrest.
Stop it! Hold it! Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the Dance of Devotion?
I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance.
He was?
Would you like some proof? How's this? A photo of that morning's dance of devotion taken by a tourist.
Hang on. There is something very obviously wrong with this, photo. That's not the guitar you're holding right now, gamer. You're holding a completely different guitar there. Also, why is it that there's one man whose face is very clear here? Also, hang on. Is that... I guess it is, yeah. What graceful dancing. I can almost hear the sound of misunderstand... And in Dolman now. Dolmalon. Payne's right. There's Mr. Roll on duty.
Never underestimate the incredible pain.
So in addition to revised and sights, he had backup evidence lined up too. Picture of the stage shows Roll on guard duty in the audience.
As the head monk, my monks in training are like my own kids, like family. Can you dig it? I should have taught Albie better, man. Before Holiness, the Holy Mother. Oh, Albie, confess your sins, my young brother.
Head monk, understand it. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, so I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother.
What? Bogus, little man. Your faith is weak, like a wet paper bag. Are you feeling me? Spare the rod, hey, baby. Spoil the child, not maybe. Her Holiness is magnanimous, son. If you confess your guilt, she'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm.
I don't suppose she could forgive him in this realm first. Defense, please begin your cross-examination. Alright, time to break this down. I need to get to a point where I can prove that he was using a different guitar, because I can already see what the point here is. I think what he's holding is probably the murder weapon, isn't it? Or his guitar is probably a murder weapon. After the morning dance and devotion, to go back to my chamber, I got the notion.
Hold it!
I have a question.
Lay it on me, man.
How dare you interrupt the performance of the great peace-loving understanding? I was really enjoying that. Sorry, but, you know,
There's something about that name I can't put my finger on.
what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding?
You had a question for me, brother?
You were playing something during the dance of devotion, weren't you?
You know it, baby. I was playing my beautiful girl right here, this Amalon. In offering to Her Holiness, I play the music and the singers sing the song of ceremony.
Misunderstands playing is the best in the kingdom. I must please Her Holiness greatly. It must please. Now then, could you continue with your testimony, Misunderstanding?
For the Holy Mother, I keep on trucking. This Amalon needs some plucking.
Don't you know my chamber's on the way to the temple's treasure room? Hey, hey, hey.
Hold it!
Could you please point out one more time where your chamber is located?
Yeah, man. No sweat. My chamber's on the way from the performance hall to the treasure room.
So anyone going to the treasure room would have to pass by Understanding's chamber.
Give peace, love, and a chance.
Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near.
Hold it!
Even from inside your chamber, you can still hear what's going on outside?
Temple is a groovy old building built from Mother Nature's finest. You can hear a pin drop through the wooden walls, you dig?
In an old building like that, I guess the walls must be pretty thin.
And that's how Mr. Understand could know the culprit's movements. It's all thanks to the Holy Mother's divine protection.
Right on, my man. I dedicate this testimony to Her Holiness.
I think I'm starting to see another issue here. I faintly remember something. Something that worries me. Due to the growing number of Thets around the temple, will be tightening security. Therefore, all the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's Dance of Devotion. Before the blackout, one earthen roll, only Albie to the treasure room did stroll.
Hold it!
I'm gonna press the rest of the statements first, just in case. How could you tell it was Albie just from the sound of some footsteps?
Albie is practically family, man. The smooth groove of his shoes are easy to pick out.
But how do you know he went to the treasure room? Didn't you think it was possible he went to the storeroom at the other end of the hall?
No way, man. I saw him with my own 2 eyes.
You saw him?
In the treasure room. Just I can't believe. I peepers peeped the sneaky sneak Albie.
And I swear, there it is you stood when you saw the accused, if you would.
When I heard the footsteps, I looked out the window. From my window, I can see the window of the first floor hallway across the courtyard, you dig? And through that window, I saw Albie walking to the treasure room.
Should I have him add that statement to his testimony? Absolutely. Could you please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Understanding?
You got it, brother.
Just put it in.
Through the window, I did spy little Albie with my own eye. Oh, wait a minute. Through the window, I did spy little Albie with my own eye.
Hold it!
Through the window, you say?
That's right, brother. There's a courtyard outside the window of my chamber. Across the courtyard, I can see the window of the hallway to the treasure room, man.
Judging from the diagram, I guess that's plausible. A view of the courtyard from your chamber. How nice that must be. I bet it's beautiful at this time of year, what with Kurai's butterflies flittering about.
You know it, Pops. I often look out into the courtyard while playing my gamelan. And it goes a little something like this.
Albie was the only one.
Hold it!
Is this the statement that I did just press not too long ago? It was. Whoops. Better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry.
Let me sing.
I don't want to hear you saying.
Why not?
Do you have to ask?
Give me some credit here.
Before the blackout, one earthen roll, only Albie to the treasure room did stroll.
Hold it!
How can you be so sure that nobody else was there?
Oh, man. You lawyers are as uptight as they say.
Isn't it possible that someone else could have snuck past?
The answer, my friend, is squeaky wooden floorboards, baby. They made such a racket, not even the quietest cat could sneak by me, you dig?
Yes, that makes sense. And all of that just now was simply more of the attorney's unfounded suspicions, I see.
That's the truth, baby. It's all that I sing. The truth is all, it's everything.
Words of wisdom, words of truth. Baby tooth for sooth phone booth.
Much thanks to Mr. Understanding. That's bringing into the defense grandstanding.
You're not stopping me. Until my client goes free. Wait a minute! Why am I singing?
Right on. Even the lawyers joined in, baby. Everybody's starting to feel the groovy vibe in my far-out rhythm.
I refuse to let him run this show. I think I found the flaw I've been looking for. Understand was in his chamber on the second floor. There was something that definitely should have been blocking his view. Ah, wait a minute. Hang on. So, you claim you could see him. Something about that doesn't seem right, though. You could see him. You could see him, you could see him, you could see him. All hallway shutters will remain.
Objection!
Shut. So how did you see something? There's something off about that, Mr. Understanding.
My music is off. I'm sorry you feel that way, man. Maybe this vibe ain't topping the charts where you're from. What's your poison? Orchestra? Jazz soul?
My poison is lies. There's nothing wrong with my ears, witness. But something's not quite with your eyes. Mr. Understanding, you've been lying to this court.
Now why would I lie? Got nothing to hide. Truth and truth alone is all I sing. Lying, y'all, nah, lying ain't my thing.
Enough! I contend otherwise. Do you recognize this object, Mr. Understanding?
It's a temple notice, man. What of it?
In this notice, the following instruction to the temple monks is written. All of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion.
What you talking about, Phoenix?
I'm talking about the fact that from your chamber, you couldn't have seen anyone going into the treasure room through those shutters. His music going out of tune is great. Looks like you didn't get the memo.
No way. I don't believe it.
If you don't believe it, why don't you read the notes for yourself?
Yeah, let's see. Something, well, something for something.
Is this your idea of reading?
I'm not so hot at reading Chinese, man. I usually get one of the other monks to read stuff for me, you know?
Wait, what? Doesn't that make your duties as head monk a little difficult? Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute, what? Shouldn't you know that?
Hey, cut me some slack, man. I only moved this country 6 months ago.
That's quite recent, isn't it? So, how did someone who's only been here 6 months become head monk of a temple?
How little you understand. Religious faith can't be measured in months or years. I've only been an adherent of Koranism for 3 months myself. The Holy Mother's teachings really spoke to me, prompting me to stay in this country.
Or was it the fact that there are no lawyers here that spoke to you, huh?
Mr. Payne, I know just how you feel, my man. Her Holiness's teachings spoke to me too.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present Brother Dumb and Brother Dumber. Well, I know I suddenly became a believer in Koreanism, but could understand have had an ulterior motive for becoming a believer too. I think he did. Mr. Understanding. Were you really in your chamber as you claim?
Hey, you chill, brother.
Weren't you instead somewhere else?
Objection! Yes, Mr. Wright, what kind of nonsense are you spouting now?
According to Mr. Understand's testimony, he saw Albie with his own eyes. Therefore, is it really nonsense to suggest he could have seen Albie from somewhere else?
Well,
Do you have a theory, defense? Do you know where Mr. Understanding was if not in his chambers? If he wasn't in his room, then... If Albie had gone down the hallway towards the treasure room, there are only a few places he could have seen Albie from. I do have a theory, Your Majesty. Let's say the witness really did see Albie going towards the treasure room. What then? The defense proposes this is the only place he could have seen Albie go down that hall. Would it be the storeroom? Whoopsie.
Take that!
You were here!
You know nothing.
I'd make no flaw.
Take that!
Yeah, but you just suggested earlier that's where the true culprit might have been. True, but no matter how I look at it, this is the only place Understand could have been. Mr. Foreign Lawyer, don't tell me. Are you accusing Misunderstand of being the true culprit in this case? Let's get to the heart of this, shall we? I indict you. Yes, Your Majesty. I contend there's a strong possibility this witness is the murderer. I ain't allowing this circus here to tell me otherwise.
Objection! How dare you be so disrespectful? First you criticize her benevolence and insight. You accuse the head monk of murder.
Objection!
This is the only place the witness could have been. If he was here, he could have struck the victim down from behind and moved his body to the treasure room.
Nothing but groundless conjecture.
And there's one more thing. Do you remember what was said in the opening argument? The opening argument? During that argument, it was suggested that Albie used his position as monk and trained to get his hands on the treasure.
That's right. And what of it?
Well, you can think of it a different way. What if someone else used their position? Well, why don't we try this twist on for size? The thief used his position as head monk of the temple to get a hold of the treasure.
What?
What? The key to the treasure box has been passed down from head monk to head monk. What better position to be in if you want to steal the treasure?
You can't possibly be serious.
Does this mean you're claiming that Misunderstanding's oath of faith is nothing but a lie designed to get him to close to the treasure? The witness hasn't been truthful in his testimony to this court, so clearly he isn't above lying. Didn't you swear to the Holy Mother that naught but the truth would you bring? In light of that, I don't think it's unfair to call your faith into question.
Objection! This is ridiculous. Are there no limits to what this lawyer will say? I mean, lie is such a strong word. Maybe it was just a mistake.
What the? Huh? Uh-oh. Who? Oh.
Enough with the nervous wreck routine, prosecutor.
Huh?
You're just embarrassing yourself, man.
What?
What was that misunderstanding?
Lawyer man, you really are the lowest of the low. You've gone and said something I can't forgive.
Oh.
You called my belief into question, my faith in the Holy Mother. And nobody gets away with that.
Uh-oh. True self? Uh-oh. Oh, no! Oh, God! I forgot. Uh-oh. Oh, God. He's turned into a rock star. What on earth? That music, it's making my ears bleed. Where'd you get those? Oh, God.
This is the music of my soul. Death to the lawyer. I'm the Twilight Messenger. Can't you tell? Gonna take this lying lawyer straight to hell. He's dripping with lies, running with Philistines. I'm gonna send that lawyer to the guillotines.
Nice. All right. And now for something completely different.
Blankety plonk music just won't let me express my rage.
Your rage, huh? Isn't the real source of your anger having your lie exposed?
You just don't get it. If I lied, it's because you drove me to it. All sniffing around in suspicion and throwing out false accusations.
Sorry, but as a lawyer, I'm afraid that's my job.
Yeah, well, lawyers are crap. Keep making noise, and I'll have to use my partner here on you.
I'm the one making noise.
Hey, so you want to know the truth, huh? Think you can handle the truth, do ya? Fine. Let's see you try. Feel the heat of my brutal death beat. Savage, right? Swim bullets, ain't ya? The screams of my soul are gonna make a mosh pit out of this peanut gallery.
Oh, God. Did he really just win the court over with that performance?
Yo, geezer, I had something to testify. Get ready for the howling of my soul. I call this chart topper Soul Screaming Truth.
All right, we're getting close to the end, I feel. We have to be with this. Bring it. Soul Screaming Truth.
The priest's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom my way I did wend. Death, truth is what you dread. Hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. And trailing from behind, out on the scent, I saw a patrol after Albie he went. Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, back by the storeroom, can't be beat. Then I went the power, ticking to midnight, blacker than black is black, robbing all sight. Yeah, baby, let that soul metal flow.
What is that music? I've never heard anything like it. And it's so fast, it's making my head spin.
This is Damalon Metal! Hey, yo, geezer, how are those ears ringing?
I don't know much about music, but I've got chills, and they're multiplying.
Hey, you scared, lawyer man? Run away, fast as you can!
What a wonderful rhythm. The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now, misunderstanding, what did you go to the music room for? Oh,
Hey, I went and put my Damalon away. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing in the Wright.
But then why'd you lie before?
Because you'd send me to hell.
Huh?
We all know about lawyers and their lying, lawyerly ways. Am I right, people? If I admit I went to the storeroom, he'd have drummed up a false charge on me. I didn't want to get sent to hell. What do you say?
It's alright, what happened?
Now I see why the Defense Code Billy Act was passed. You feel me crying?
You said it.
Is it too much to ask for a low-key trial?
Now, are you punks ready to rock or what?
God, here we go.
I can't hear you. I said you ready to teach this lying lawyer how we do things around here.
Thank you, Bane.
All right, and I'm gonna lay it on you one more time. The screaming truth of my soul.
There's one line in particular that catches my interest, and I think that's gonna be how we catch ya. There's one line that I want to check, honestly. Just one. Just one. One singular line makes its most curious appearance. The true face of understanding. Death, truth is what you dread. Hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw patrol after Albie he went. Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, back by the storeroom, can't be beat.
Hold it!
This line is curious to me. What exactly were you doing in the music storeroom? You gonna say something?
There, get the picture?
picture? What picture?
Misunderstanding is requesting that you not ask him the same thing over and over.
Hey, geezer, you got him one. Take a bow, baby.
How in the heck did he understand that?
What was I doing in the music storeroom, you sask? I already told you. I was taking care of my partner in crime, getting ready to put her away. But see, would you believe it?
And out went the power, ticket to midnight, blacker than black is black, robbing all sight. Alright, you and your girl, innocent sweet, huh? Innocent and sweet. And yet there's an interestingly dark truth to this statement, in my opinion. Because this ain't your girl.
Objection!
Oh, right, really? I would have completely thought that'd be it, but let's look further into it, I guess.
Hold it!
How did it all be up here at the time?
Come to think of it, he was glancing around all shifty-like. You could tell he was up to no good. Shady, I tell you.
What's that saying about people who live in glass houses?
Well, he was about to steal the treasure, so it only stands to reason he looked furtive.
Objection!
The defendant admitted he was sneaking in to see the treasure box. Wouldn't that be why he was looking around?
What's that, people? Only the Holy Mother knows the truth, you say? Wrong. Peace of Lovin' knows the score, baby. From my lips to our Holy Mother's ear, and ours only sings what he saw there.
In other words, my reasoning isn't good enough for good God boy here.
And what did you see next, misunderstand?
I saw that. Oh, look, my voice needs water.
Nice. And trailing him behind, hound on the scent, I saw patrol after Avi he went.
Hold it!
Something tells me this is going to be a spectacular waste of time, but what do you mean by hound on the scent?
What? You don't get it? It's always the same, y'all. Lyrics questioned without mercy. The more famous the song, the greater the controversy.
It wasn't your lyrical sense I was questioning.
I say hound on the scent like a hunting dog, cause you know, Roll was a guard, and
Uh-oh, here we go.
the inspiration came to me suddenly like a flash.
Hold it!
That's okay, you don't have to explain your lyrics anymore.
Hey, you're the one who asked!
I knew I shouldn't have asked. Misunderstanding, you're still on the stand. Please stick to your testimony. You can explain your lyrics to me later in Darmalon class.
Fine, have it your way, geezer. The show must go on, slash and thrash!
Hold it!
You say you went to the music storeroom, but how do we know you didn't go to the treasure room to steal the treasure instead?
And on what grounds would you base that accusation? Got anything to show for it?
He's right, I don't really have any proof. And yet, well, you can't prove that you didn't go to the treasure room either. You stole the treasure room and were ready to make your getaway when you saw Mr. Roll. So you panicked and ran to the music store room, isn't that right? Somebody say something, for God's sakes! Why do I feel like I'm being stabbed by icy stares from every direction?
The silence is your answer, lawyer man. The science knows the score. Just what we needed, a moment of silence to bid this lawyer's baseless claim goodbye.
Why do they have to hate lawyers so much in this country?
I said before and I'll say it again, lawyer man. After the priestess dance, I went to the music storeroom.
Death truth is what you dread. Hear me shred.
Hold it!
So what exactly do you mean by death truth?
It's the blade of truth that's gonna send your lawyer's soul to hell. A sea of blood will be the last thing you ever see.
I'm not sure I want to get what he's saying.
I don't expect a bobblehead like you to understand. Either you get it and you feel it, or you don't. Simple as that.
Did I already press the statement? Yeah, I did. Whoops.
Objection!
One more line I haven't pressed.
Hold it!
Where were you when the power outage occurred?
Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. My girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune.
Isn't it true that you were actually in the hallway at the time?
The hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway?
You were waiting for Mr. Wall to come back from his patrol of the treasure room. Now that you discovered that the treasure's been stolen, you were going to kill him.
Lawyer man, just always so full of bull. Spewing nauseous lies and pull and pull. Filthy liar through and through, and I ain't never ever gonna forgive you.
Utter lies with no evidence. As always, his claims are just tenuous.
Hey, nice prosecutor. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
Someone stop their jam session, please. You've made your assertions clear, defense, but your argument is rather unsubstantiated. That's not good. What's so funny? Peace, love, and understanding. Nevertheless, the possibility is still there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under the cover of darkness.
Objection! You're forgetting one very important thing.
Huh?
It seems you've forgotten that the outage happened by chance, not by design.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I did forget about that.
It's not like the witness planned the outage so he could take advantage of the darkness. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll and kill him.
You're right. Even I would notice someone coming up behind me. Well, defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about that?
It's alright. Your claim is completely without merit. Unless you want to argue that the witness somehow magically made out the outage happen.
Well, maybe not magically, but... Wait, that's it. I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen with no magic necessary.
Huh?
You have a theory, defense. All we had to do was make use of something shown on this diagram. The breaker, right? All you had to do was flip the switch. All I had to do was use this thing.
Take that!
The witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box isn't on the storeroom end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say?
A nice try, but that theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man.
Am I not?
You were saying I turned the breaker off and then snuck up on Mr. Roll and hit him? In pitch black darkness with no source of light whatsoever. Is that what you're saying? With the lights off, that always blacker than 100 midnights. You can't see the hand in front of your face. How can anybody commit murder like that? Unless it was somebody standing right in front of the victim like the accused.
I hate when he's right. But I can't just let this point stand. Well, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide. A guide? Through the darkness? Ah, something.
That's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree?
You ain't gonna move this room with a half-baked hunch like that, bro. You gotta hit him hard. Really make him feel it, you hear me? Just like my verse, baby. Woo!
Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness's lyrics very well either. But in a trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of that clarity and precision now, defense. Uh-oh, what do I do? Can you present us something that could have served as a guide through the darkness? Actually, I can. There is very much something in existence. I can. Yes, I can. Because there has to be something. Alright, let's see what you have, Defense. What could the victim have been holding that served as a guide through the darkness? It glows in the dark.
Take that!
Be a pretty easy target. I believe the victim was holding the treasure box. Huh?
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 Have you gone mad?
Well, the box glows in the dark, so you could use it as a sword beacon. Well, I guess you're right.
But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box?
Oh, well, because your guess is as good as mine, bucko.
What is what you're talking about? Nonsense and lies yet again. Just give him the death penalty already.
Is there no way to win them over? Defense? Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your majesty.
Yeah, man, do it, do it. Then we can jam out this lawyer's shrieks of pain. Begging those screams of agony out now, lawyer man. While you still have a tongue to scream with.
I guess I'd better come up with a reason. No pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding a treasure box, it can easily be explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have to be holding that treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box because he was... I think he was a thief. Wait, that actually makes sense. It was a thief. It's an idea that just I happened to stumble upon. But I think it just might be the answer. And you would turn this whole trial upside down. Hello, Defense. Are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim?
The thief?
What kind of bull you spewing now? Your majesty, this guy's off his rocker.
If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would all make sense. And it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance of devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room. He grabbed the box that contained the treasure and started to take off with it. But then he ran into Albie on the great stairs. That's why Mr. Roll pulled out his gun on Albie. Then, when the blackout occurred, Mr. Roll was bludgeoned to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim would be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark. And how it would have been possible for someone other than the accused to kill him.
Do you have any idea what you're saying?
You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you've lost it. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Roll trying to roll the temple. A devout believer, that pious Koreanist.
I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. I hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, Your Majesty.
Oh, really? In that case, can we assume you have proof?
Uh-oh. Proof, huh? Do I have any proof? I can't back down now. Yes, I have proof. In my dreams. The proof that Mr. Roll was the thief may have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Very well. Let's see your evidence and be ready to stand behind it. So there's gotta be a piece of evidence that confirms it. Footprints, fingerprints, it's like anything at this point. I need proof, something that would have been involved with the theft, and that might still have some trace of evidence left on it. What proof do you have that the victim might have been the thief? This? The defense would like to go back in time. The defense would like to examine the treasure box. There might be trace evidence on it that would show that the victim had held it.
Might? You better hope you turn up something more definitive than that, defense.
Yes, sir, your majesty.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the treasure box.
Well, this is a bloody mess. Why'd you put it in front of me?
There you are, defense. You're free to examine it.
If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shears. I have to find something. I just have to. Now, let's make sure I remember how to do this. And rotate the evidence with the buttons and use these buttons to zoom in and out. And if I ever get too turned around, I can always use the good old button here to return things to original state. And examine anything of interest in detail. This is where the Founder's Orb was, huh? Doubt there's any trace of the orb left here now. Although I don't really know anything about the orb, so who knows? This is the lock. It was forced open. I don't really see anything else of note about it. There's a butterfly relief here. I've seen the same butterfly shape here and there all over Khura'in. Interesting, but I guess it doesn't really help me prove anything. The lid of the box was forced open. While the victim was holding the box, and the lid must have been closed. I'll try closing the lid too. Oh, what?
Hey!
But what?
You son of a... You locked it!
So? What's the big deal? I thought you can open it with that key you're wearing.
Yeah! Again, no sweat!
Then why is there a bucket load of dripping off of you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key?
No. Sir?
Okay, let's see. Where's the keyhole?
Well, it's the Magatama key. So wouldn't it go in the hole above the Magatama mark?
Let's see it. Oh, really? I don't know. Huh? It won't open.
Oh, would you look at that? The thief must have busted the lock when they forced the box open.
Really? Because I'm not sure about that. Really? Not even the Magatama key can open it. In any case, I better take another good look. I have to find proof that the victim was holding this box. Aha! This bloodstain. It shows the outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? Let's do it. Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a bloodstain here that outlines the shape of a hand.
Really? Let me see that. Oh my, you're right.
Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the bloodstain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box.
What? What? How did I sound different for a second? All the screaming of the other man has somehow infected my voice.
Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head wound splattered across his hand and onto the box.
Objection! Your Majesty, don't let yourself be taken in. It's just more of his loyalty deceit.
What do you mean?
Mr. Wright, where is your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand?
What? I should have seen this coming. Actually, there is proof. There's indeed a good amount of proof here.
Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you could save us all the time and bite your tongue out now and submit it instead.
That I did not see coming.
Well, defense, how about it? Do you have a proof that the outline is of the victim's hand?
Where would the proof of some of that be?
Please submit your evidence at this time.
Whatever just shows that the outline on the treasure box is that of the victim's hand. I was wondering, I was so confused ever since we saw that photo. Why was his hand bloody? Now it makes sense. I see why your hand might just be so bloody.
Take that!
I've got it. This is the evidence that's going to save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof you require.
So you do?
It's right here in this crime photo.
It is? Where? Please, defense, please point it out.
What proves that the bloodstain outline on the box is that of the victim's hand? Look at their hand. It's covered in blood. Mr. Payne, take a good look at the victim's hand. It's covered in blood. See this? That's blood. If we place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline...
You think the blood on his hand would complete the splatter?
Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory correct.
Then the victim really was holding the box.
I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box.
You can't be serious! A crown! I protest! There's no way they would have a matchup! It's patently impossible for...
Sorry about tongue karma. Sounds like he bit his own. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the courts?
You...
I can hardly believe it. Apparently, not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff.
Of course not, Your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. And I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future too, if you wouldn't mind. You never asked to know it really was a bluff.
Oh, not Mr. Roll. I can't believe it.
I'm sorry, Albie. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed the money badly. It's probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them.
Oh, so that thing Mr. Roll would say to me. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say.
He didn't want you to end up like a real thief. Yeah. He was probably warning you not to end up a thief.
Mr. Roll!
Objection! Oh, wait just one moment. The victim was the thief. He was holding the treasure box. That means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed.
Oh, that was a very good point. It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Objection!
Who's to say that's the murder weapon? If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else.
The real murder weapon?
Or something else?
The blood was thought to have gone on the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that that wasn't the case. The blood splattered onto the treasure box the victim was holding when he was struck with the real weapon. That's what really happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Understanding?
Aren't you insinuating I'm the one who used this real weapon?
Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding?
You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel strong coming on. Looking for a weapon that just don't exist. Pathetic lawyer, man. Drop into the abyss. I can play my guitar behind my back. Despicable lawyer, man. Yo, you make me sick. You can disappear just like a magic trick. With a lawyer, man, done in by a weapon. For you, miserable wretch, hell doth thee back in. Yeah,
I know I don't need to remind you, defense, that your life is on the line.
I know, Your Majesty.
Yet you're prepared to risk it all on this mere idea of a real murder weapon?
To the lawyer!
This is it. The moment of truth. I can't back down. Not now. Yes, Your Majesty, I am. I'm confident the real murder weapon does indeed exist.
That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now let's see you back it up. Show us the piece of evidence which points to the real murder weapon.
Gladly. If I knew which one it was. What would somebody else like understand used to bludgeon someone?
Now then, defense, please submit your evidence to the court.
Yeah, let's see a lawyer, man. Let's see this thing that shows the real murder weapon you say I used.
With pleasure. Finally, I get to answer the question that I've been too curious about. Why do you have a different guitar? What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility. This thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning dance of devotion.
That photo? How's that going to help you, Mr. Wright?
There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me.
Oh yeah? And what's this something, hmm?
This thing here is odd, to say the least. Why are you using a different guitar, my good man?
Take that!
Mr. Understanding, why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo?
Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes.
I believe you said your Omelon was your one and only.
Well, misunderstanding? What do you have to say that?
I got nothing to say.
Then allow me to answer for you. They're different because the one in the photo is no longer playable condition. Somebody got slammed in the back of the head. Not after you used it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death.
My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought sister along, that's all. Not a big deal, lawyer man.
In that case, please submit your old Domelon to this court as evidence.
Too bad, you're too late. I got rid of her yesterday.
What?
Burned her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby.
No! He's already destroyed the evidence!
You know, I see more trash right in this courtroom that needs to burn the fires of hell. Lawyer trash.
Now there's no proof to show!
Oh, come on. That was pathetic. You're not gonna get something better than that. Where's that great scream of yours?
This can't be how it ends!
I think I've heard enough. It seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion.
But your majesty, that's only because the witness destroyed it!
Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession.
Without sufficient proof, your claim that misunderstanding is the murder is no more than a mere conjecture.
There's the pain expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting.
What is it now?
You accuse Mr. Understand of being the thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim.
Uh-oh.
And with that, Mr. Understand's purported motive for murder goes out the window.
Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I had been there, I would have just collared Roll and gotten the treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him now. Was there?
There's no good counter-argument to that!
Sounds to me like misunderstanding has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case.
Good. Not good!
Defense, I trust you understand what you yourself will receive for taking on this case.
There's gotta be something I'm missing. I do! Murder weapon's been destroyed, And now I've got no motive. Poor Albie will be convicted, and I'll lose my life too.
Mr. Wright, you've wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we hold sacred. We should charge you with the less majesty, in addition to the crime of abetting the accused.
Yeah, you should pay for disgracing my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repenting in the Twilight Realm.
No. This guy is guilty of sin. I just know it. He must have had some reason to kill Mr. Roll, but what? I gotta think this through from the beginning.
Come on, people, let me hear you scream and shout! Time to take this lawyer trash out!
The thing to do at a time like this is to turn my thinking around. I shouldn't be trying to figure out what Understanding's motive was. I should be thinking about what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it? He said. Did you steal it? He said. Well, we know that Mr. Wall was the thief and that he got his hands on the box. So then, why in the world did he ask Albie that question? What about the treasure box would have prompted him to... Ah!
Defense, what's going into you?
Now I get it! It all makes sense!
Like Volkunka, man, what are you trying to say? Muttering and squealing yourself sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs.
Your Majesty, please hold off your ruling for just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're going to stop begging for your life now. Oh, I don't need begs. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. We've been operating under a serious misconception this whole time.
Misconception, you say?
That's right. A mistaken notion about the treasure box. But could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure out.
Very well. Let's hear what you'll have to say.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, this is just more of his nonsense. He's just stalling for time.
This is your last chance, Defense. The second I find it really is nothing but nonsense, no amount of begging will stay in my hand. Understand?
Yes, Your Majesty.
We all know this is just going to be another one of your stupid bluffs.
Now then, Defense, what is this misconception you mentioned?
The thing we didn't realize about the treasure box was that it was already empty, wasn't it? It was already long gone. The inside of it never had anything to begin with. What if the treasure box was already empty from the start?
What?
Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran to Albie on the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question. Did you steal it? He said. Also recall that Mr. Roll was holding the treasure box at the time. So why then did he ask Albie the question that he did?
That is a bit peculiar, isn't it?
Not at all, Your Majesty. Not once you realize that by the time Mr. Roll got to the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty.
I beg your pardon.
Mr. Roll suspected that Albie had gone to it first, which is why he confronted Albie when he ran into the boy on the stairs.
Objection! But how would the victim have known that the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it.
Objection!
What if he didn't need to? Once a year, the victim had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. He would have been able to tell by the weight when he lifted it that the box was empty.
Oh, I see. Yes, I suppose it would have been easy. He would have been able to tell, wouldn't he?
Mr. Roll most likely decided to at least steal the empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all.
But what's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with misunderstanding?
My point is this. It gave Mr. Understanding a motive to murder the victim.
A motive?
Mr. Understanding, keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? Wouldn't it just be the worst if the public became aware of the fact that you failed? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Roll discovered the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed. Because you decided then that he had to be silenced forever.
That's absurd!
Can you believe the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth? This is all just a colossal joke. So then what really happened to the treasure?
It had been stolen long before this incident occurred by Mr. Peace, Love, and Understanding himself.
That's right. You stop at nothing to accuse misunderstanding. Your Majesty, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges. The defense is grasping.
Objection!
Grasping? The treasure box can only be opened with the key Mr. Understanding holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure?
Objection! As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing open the box. Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling.
I'm not ready to give my verdict yet.
What?
The defense has successfully presented a new possibility in this case. Yes, finally, a tiny shred of hope. And Misunderstanding, would you care to make any statements in response to the defendant's claims? What the hell are you doing?
This is all bull! I know like it's a raging cage, and it's ready to explode, baby!
Instructor Understanding, please calm yourself.
No! I'm not gonna take it. No, I ain't gonna take it. I'd do if we watched over that treasure with pride. And now I'm getting accused of stealing it? This lawyer is a lying scumbag! You better believe I got something to say. Open your ears, sheeple. Let's rock! Death to the lying lawyer!
Oh boy. I have to assume this is the last cross-examination.
And my throat hurt.
Sorry. I keep doing that thing. I don't keep meaning to, but I keep doing it unconsciously. Lion lawyer. Here we go.
Steal the founder sword? Me? I did it. This lying lawyer's insults know no limit. All this time I guarded the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother, easy to see. Hands unclean, the accused of the deed. Force the box open, no key did he need. Lying lawyer condemned to hell. Kick him, throw him into a prison cell.
Alright, we've now heard from both sides. Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused, as the witness claims, or Misunderstands opened it, as the defense claims. Defense, this is your last chance to cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Your Majesty. Sorry. Force habit. You what? If you're unable to prove your assertions by the end of this cross-examination...
Then the DC Act will come into play, and both you and the accused will lose your lives.
I understand. Life or death. It all comes down to this.
Miss Wright.
Don't worry, Albie. I'm here to defend you. I promise it'll be alright.
Thank you. I believe in you, Mr. Wright. I know you can win this for us. And after we win, we can go see Miss Maya. Together.
It's a deal. I can't let Albie down. I have to win this trial. Somehow, I have to prove that only Understanding could have stolen the treasure.
Do your worst, lawyer trash. This is your requiem. The last song you'll ever hear on this mortal coil.
One last face-off, alright, Understanding? Lion lawyer. I have to assume this is the final one, right? When I open this up, it's gonna say final examination. Yep. I'm actually quite glad to see that, because I'm excited to see how you break down, because I forgot. but I have a feeling I'm gonna like it, considering you're going crazy already. Steal the Founder's Orb, me, I did it. This lying lawyer's insults know no limit. But the argument that the orb was already gone before the murder fits all the facts.
It's no use even talking to you. Where's your proof that I stole the orb? No lawyer trash?
He's right. I don't have any proof yet, but I'll find some. All this time, I guard the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother, easy to see.
Hold it!
Your sacred duty, huh? The problem with that is that I don't think you really are a true believer.
Why you? How dare you question my faith? It's downright insulting.
I'm not trying to insult you, but I can't suspend logic either. You wormed your way into the temple with the intent of stealing the treasure, didn't you?
Had all the insults I can take out of you, lawyer trash.
But you're the only one who can open the treasure box.
You just keep on arguing the same old lie. I sing the truth, hear my battle cry. Let me wave my guitar in front of the speaker, man. I don't exactly know what this is doing, but it worked.
Hands unclean, accused did the deed. Forced the box open, no key did he need. Wait a minute. No key did he need? Wait, actually, hold on. The defendant didn't force the box open. That's a lie. In fact, you're the one who opened it, isn't that right?
Come on, you just solved it yourself, didn't you? The lock was busted on account of the box being forced open.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's your proof right there.
Score one for the metalhead.
Look, if the accused really didn't try to force his way into the box, then how do you explain why the lock was busted and went open for you earlier?
How do I explain why the box went unlocked earlier? Maybe there's a different way to open it? There's a different way to open the box.
Huh? What are you talking about?
There's a secret trick to opening it to protect its contents from being stolen. And you're the only one who knows how it works, isn't that right?
Are you for real? You've been watching too many movies, lawyer man.
So you're one of those tourists. Honestly, Mr. Wright, did you come expecting magic and mystery around every corner?
I'll have you know, Defense, the Kingdom of Khura'in is not some sort of fancy fun man. It's true I don't have any real grounds to make that assertion, and yet...
Oh yeah, Field Art song coming on. A whole number about a crazy lawyer with his wild fantastic ideas. The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional man, there ain't no other way.
New verse. Please do add it to your testimony, misunderstanding. Really? The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional man, there ain't no other way. Wait! Wait a minute! Wait a minute!
Objection!
Oh, damn it. What is that? I don't see any... What are you doing? What is that? Do you have a time machine? Bye, Judge.
Hold it!
Delusional, am I? We'll see about that.
Wild ideas, that's called delusion. Mixed up lawyer, drowning in confusion.
Indeed, the defense's sinful wrongdoing has made him lose touch with reality.
Let's hear it. What'll it be? For the sinner's flight of fancy.
Nothing, because I'm not the delusional one. I just know there's gotta be some secret trick to open this treasure box.
Oh, really? And where exactly is the secret hidden?
The secret is obviously hidden in... It's gotta be the box, right? That box.
Yeah? And where on the box is the secret exactly?
Well, it's... I hadn't thought that far ahead. It's the carvings! There's definitely something going on there.
Are you sure? You're sounding a little desperate, Defense.
Desperate? Not at all, Your Majesty. The carvings on the accused snuck in to see, even though it's forbidden, I might add.
Witness, can you tell us anything about these carvings on the box?
Of course! As head monk, I know all about him. The carvings depict a Corny's butterfly that carries his soul into the Twilight Realm. They were made in around the 7th century.
I see. Could you please add that information to your testimony?
Fine. Listen up, lawyer trash. Corny's butterfly from the 7th century carries the Mitama, so elementary. Yeah!
Yeah, I know you're awesome, blah blah blah. Kurenai's butterfly from the 7th century carries the Mitama, so elementary.
Objection!
I still think it's like the song!
Phoenix, is that a time travel machine?
You said this before. Well, I guess not you, but whatever, different version of you.
Hold it!
I believe this butterfly design does conceal some sort of secret. Wait, can I actually examine the box at this point? Oh, not like I thought I could.
Oh, yeah? Why don't you check it out for yourself then?
Huh? What's with this smug look on his face? I think I'll do just that, Your Majesty, if I could. Nothing unusual here.
Well, Defense, what have you discovered?
Jack shit. No, I'm afraid I haven't discovered anything, Your Majesty. Here, I'll return now.
I told you, didn't I tell you?
Ugh. And then in that case, there must be some sort of secret trick to the key.
Now you're suspicious of the key, aren't you?
There's just no reasoning with this man. The accused forced the lock open. There's no other explanation.
That's right. He just created the box by opening it without using this Mitama key.
Wait, what did you just say?
I'll sing it as many times as I have to get it through your thick lawyer skull. Only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure. Yeah!
For forgetful defense sake, could you please add that to your testimony?
Oh, so you like this little number better, do it?
Let's see. Should I have him swap in this statement? I believe the witness just made or sang a very important statement. I would like switched in into his testimony.
Very well, witness, if you would.
Ooh, ay. Only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure.
Objection!
Just a minute, Mr. Understand. You just called your key the Mitama key, didn't you? Wait! Mitama key? This is Magatama! What are you talking about? But didn't you originally say it's called the Magatama key? Damn, that thing just broke on you.
The Mitama key? What's that?
I don't know, Your Majesty, but apparently, it's a rather crucial question.
What's the big deal? So I said the wrong thing. So what? Simple slip of the tongue.
A for effort, Mr. Wright, but your grandstanding betrays your desperation. I'm afraid a small slip of the tongue like that adds absolutely nothing to your argument.
What say you, Defense? Is it an important detail?
Judging by Understand's reaction, it's gotta be. I'd say it's everything my argument needs. Yes, Your Majesty, it's very important. This key is apparently not the Magatama key, but rather the Mitama key. I believe this discrepancy holds great significance for the defense.
Oh man, it's a meaningless mistake. Never again. You're riding the crazy train to nowhere, lawyer man.
Your Majesty, please don't pay the defense any heed. It's all nonsense.
To tell the truth, I'm not really clear on what the defense is driving at myself. However, I am eager to find out.
What?
Defense, you will explain yourself like your life literally depends on it, because it does. Now then, is the name of the key an important detail? Yes, it's an absolutely important detail. I think. Because the Mitama key is connected to the Founder's Orb. I see. Very well. In that case, please show the court the grounds on which you are basing this claim. The grounds, Your Majesty? You can, of course, show grounds, can you not, Defense? Of course. What else can I say? Ugh, I have to come up with something. Anything, even if it's just a bluff. Mitama key. Mitama. There has to be something somewhere that ties Mitamas in the orb. Yep, now I can show what I was looking at. Don't keep me waiting, Defense. Finally, it's about damn time. What evidence shows a connection? The song.
Take that!
What's that? The Song of Ceremony? All this time, the answer is right there in front of me. It's right there in the Song of Ceremony performed during the Dance of Devotion. Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells of the treasure of the founder of Kurain. But hidden within its lyrics, it's a secret behind how to really open the treasure box. Oh, holy mother! How can that be, Defense? The Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe the Mitama here refers to the Mitama key. Well, yes, it is the same word, but that doesn't mean... We've been calling this key the Magatama key, and that's why I inserted the key into the lock with the Magatama design on it. But that was obviously not the right way to use it. And I suppose you know the right way? I do, Your Majesty. To use the key properly, you have to first... I see! Flip it vertically. If we turn the Magatama shape upside down like this... Whee! It becomes the Kuraini symbol of the soul, in other words, a Mitama. Oh my, you're absolutely right. But now what? What do you do with this? Well, let's try giving it to the butterfly. It's too big to fit into the lock that way. Oh,
I knew he was just bluffing. Bluffs and lies are the only tools of his trade, after all.
There must be some other place this key fits, but where? Let's see, what were the words to the Song of Ceremony again? When the butterfly's embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Where should the Mitama key actually be used? Right here! Let's try putting this on, shall we? Boop. Bingo! Would you look at that, Your Majesty?
My goodness. The treasure box, it really opened. Oh, man.
What? No!
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. It's the true key to opening the treasure box. It's all over, Mr. Payne.
How so?
Let's say someone was fooled into trying to force the front face and lock open. Sadly for them, they wouldn't budge. That's because the lock is, after all, just a decoy.
Then what you're saying is...
Neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They, therefore, had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen it is the one man who knew about the Mitama key. Peace, love, and understanding. But I'm not done yet. Please recall the scene of the crime. On the floor, or by Mr. Roll's body, was a very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. And so, there can only be one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Understanding. You're the one who killed Mr. Roll. It's over. He's going crazy! Different. Okay! That's a strong guitar weapon! Ow! Bonk.
Sam, it's all his fault. Why'd he have to try and steal the treasure? Why'd I have to spot him with that box? On my way to the storeroom after the morning dance. It's his fault I had to cause that blackout and clock him good.
So you finally admit it.
I couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box was empty. I'd lose my position as head monk. Who knows what else they'd do to me? I couldn't let... I had to stop him.
What a shocking development. I can scarcely believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the DC Act was enacted 23 years ago.
No. My perfect, unblemished record destroyed. The incredible pain ruined. No!
Oh, there goes his hair.
Shiny.
And of course that gets the audience in uproar. Did the lawyer really win? I can't believe it!
No way. This can't be happening.
Peace! I said peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known. So it's time for me to give my verdict. In the name of the Holy Mother, this court finds the accused, I'll be your guide, not guilty.
Yippee! Ooh, butterflies. Pretty. So peaceful. And the dog's happy too.
Bald pain.
There they go.
Ooh, what a crazy first trial, I gotta say. April 24th, 1:36 p.m. High Court of Coraine. Accused lobby. There's still quite a commotion. The people from the gallery show no sign of clearing out.
Can't believe it. Not guilty.
I'm still in shock. Can you believe that guy? I can feel everybody's eyes on me.
This can't be happening! It's impossible! Oh, Holy Mother, preserve us!
I've never been in the defendant lobby quite this uncomfortable.
Mr. Wright!
Oh, Albie!
Thank you. Thank you so much for what you did for me.
Oh, Shadow.
I'm just glad it turned out okay. It was touch and go there for a while.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first.
That's okay, Albie. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country. But how did it ever get this way in the first place?
Allow me to explain. At least I wish I could explain. But I don't really know why. I never even questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have always been based on her benevolence's insight.
Right, Rafa, the royal priestess. Who is not a big fan of me.
You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair. Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on the truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality.
Sometimes the dead can't exactly voice their concerns perfectly, you know. For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but even with her beneficent's divination seances, lawyers are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions.
Mr. Wright! Shh!
Huh?
Don't say that so loud! People might think you're a rebel! You could be arrested!
A rebel? I'm sorry.
That's right! One of those people going against our queen in the court system!
Excuse you?
Whoa!
They call themselves the Defiant Dragons! And they're led by a scary guy named Dirk!
Ah, there's that name again.
They'll do anything to overthrow her evidence, even commit crimes!
Dirk. I remember people in the gallery mentioning that name.
The things you're saying sound a lot like the stuff they say. But you're not scary like that Dirk guy.
Huh? Pardon the intrusion. Hi.
Pardon the intrusion. Yeah, you. I want to talk to you, see? Flight, that is. Is it?
Right, sir. Phoenix Wright. And you are?
I'm the Kurain's Minister of Justice. The name's Inga Karkul Kurain. I oversee the whole legal shebang. I was watching over that three-ring circus in there.
You were? Wow, the Minister of Justice. So he's in charge of the entire court system, Defense Culpability Act and all.
Miss Ringa, how are you, sir?
Run along, mini-monk. Grown-ups are talking here.
Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir.
May I help you with something?
Just want a good look at you. Guys like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Well then.
He's eyeing me up like some kind of exotic creature in a cage.
Oh yeah, might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Roll was a seasoned thief. A repeat offender, you see. Had my men look into it, and they found all the booty he'd pilfered right there in his digs.
But he seemed like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Roll, why?
Guess he was doing it for the family. What a mook.
Mook? How can you say that?
Guess that kind of sob story gets you common folk all misty-eyed, huh? Anyway, nothing. I had my men check out that understand fella too. He wasn't the one with the sticky fingers. It was the insurgents.
What?
They put the squeeze on our head monk, apparently. So he gave up the founder's orb and tried to keep it hush-hush.
Wow, I see. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, say, Wright. That was a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty rule in 23 years. You're making waves, see? Stirring the pot. Catch my drift?
Oh, well, Yikes, I'm in for it now.
Thanks to that song and dance, we know our precious national treasure got nicked. So I'm gonna call it a wash and let it slide this time.
But all I did was defend the accused.
You do best to read between the lines here, chump. You're standing on thin ice, you get my drift? Even a dirty, no-good, good-nick punk like knows to cash in his chips before the house steps in. Do us both a favor and keep an eye on the path you're walking down. You never know whose toes you might be stepping on. This ain't your turf, buddy. Never forget whose soil it is you're standing on.
Yikes. He was kind of scary, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, no use worrying about it. We have more important things to think about, such as when we can continue our sightseeing tour.
Tour? Oh, anytime, sir. We still have plenty of time until Miss Maya's training ends. And there are still lots more temples to see, and all kinds of local food to eat. I can show you the natural beauty of the area, and the waterfall used for training. And I haven't shown you the breathtaking mountain view from the Plaza Devotion yet, and there's a place where they dangle you off a really steep cliff in the great view of the Twilight Village. All right, slow down, Albie. There's plenty of time. And when we're done with all that, we can go see Miss Maya together.
Yeah, you bet. Maya, wonder how she's doing. Hope she's okay. Hopefully not getting accused of yet another crime. I swear to God, if she gets accused of a crime in this game, I'm going to flip. I don't remember if she does or not, but I wouldn't be surprised. Oh!
So, how about that not guilty, jerk?
That knife!
I heard.
Nice shot.
Sounds like the winds of change are beginning to stir.
Ooh. Ooh. I like that. That was a fun starting case for this game. It was not a fun starting case for my throat, though. I realized my mistake a little too late when I committed to the voice for the rocker dude for understanding, and it's just like, I'm going to actually tear my voice to shreds. Ugh. Bad tasting water. Ugh. Ugh. We can go on for... You know, actually, maybe we can do a shorter stream this time, because that was actually a decently long case. For a starting case, I should say. A starting case usually takes longer. But, you know what? I think I'm good for today. I think let's continue next time. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you all later. Peace.